What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're hopping into the Thrawn event guide. I have been getting a lot of requests for this one, so I thought I would go ahead and knock it out and get it out there for you guys. So we will hop in. We're just going to do the last tier because if you can make it through that one, you can make it through the rest of them. So we will hop over and get that started. But first, if this is your first time to the channel, please consider hitting that sub button for some more Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos in the future. Would love to have you a part of the channel. All right, let's hop over. Before we hop into the footage, I wanted to show you guys exactly how geared my characters are, mods, that kind of thing. They're pretty low. The only one that is a little bit higher up is Ezra. Chopper is at gear 10, but that was kind of more out of convenience on gearing more than needing him up for higher gear at this event. So for mods, I've got kind of just like recommended mods from SWGOH.gg on here. Nothing special, not high speed. I haven't been flipping mods around from different characters to get through this event. Now for Hera, ability wise, I do have Rise Together maxed for the extra turn meter, and that's it. Everything else is at level 7 for her abilities. Ezra, this is one that's used in a lot of other teams, so he does have a little bit better gear. I do believe he was at gear 10 when I first knocked out this event, though. And I have everything but Flourish Max. Flourish is the Zeta, and I just don't think it's really worth throwing the Zeta on him. I've got a, for modding on him, it's kind of important to do crit chance, crit damage. That way you can get some pretty decent hits out of him to make it through this event. For Zeb, I've got a potency speed set on there. I find that being able to get a stun every now and then from his basic is going to be pretty solid in helping you out get through this. So everything at him, ability-wise, is at level 7. Kanan, I've got a health defense set on here. I don't even know if that's what's really recommended for him. I don't really use this character a lot, but just very okay mods. Level 7 across the board. And for Chopper, level 7 on all of his abilities, got a health and defense set up for him to try to make him a little bit more survivable. So nothing super special to get through this event. I recommend not putting a lot of gear into your Phoenix if you can help it, because this team definitely has a shelf life and you will stop using them as you develop better teams. Great beginner team, but doesn't have a lot of longevity in the game as far as going up against higher meta teams, that kind of thing. So let's hop over to the footage and get started. So I decided to start us off in phase 3 because the phases really don't matter. It's all about phase 4. And in phase 3 here, we are just getting set up to go into phase 4. And I wanted to point out that I'm trying to get all of my abilities back. So I'm just trying to use basics through this setup. And then one thing that I want to do going into phase 4 is to hopefully have Kanan at very, very high turn meter. So you can get in there quite quickly and get his taunt off. And then that way, if you get good RNG right off the bat and Thrawn uses his fracture, then it's going after Kanan and is not hitting the rest of his team. Then you can throw the revive over on him from Hera, which I find to be pretty helpful. So it's kind of about setting yourself up for success going into the last one. You want to have your abilities off a cooldown. You want to have a taunt from Kanan or from Chopper available to try to soak up that first fracture. Now the thing about this event is there is a ton of RNG involved. Thrawn fractures his first ability sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he'll change turn meter over. So you're just gonna have to play around with this a lot, but you want to try to make sure that you're setting yourself up as best as possible coming into this last phase. Now, as far as kill priority here, you're going to want to remove the taunt from the Stormtrooper and then get these Death Troopers down. They will take you out very quickly if you do not work through getting them out as fast as possible. So after you get them down, I go after the 2 healers and then the Stormtrooper last, and just try to work around that taunt, because you do have several different abilities that can take off taunt on this team. So you've got Chopper and Ezra, who both can remove taunt. And then you just want to make sure, if you can, to have Chopper and Ezra, or I mean Chopper and Kanan taking as much damage as possible for the team. You're going to want to kind of protect your Ezra, your Zeb, and your Hera if you can by keeping those taunts up. But just work through Death Troopers first. You will finish off Thrawn last. Do not go after him because he's just got such a huge health pool. You will get knocked down by the rest of the crew if you're trying to go after him first. You can get a stun on him if you're lucky, if you've got good potency on your Zeb. When it gets down to kind of one-on-one with him, you'll be able to maybe get a stun on him. You can hit stagger and knock some of his turn meter back, which is very helpful too. But if you notice there, the revives come in handy. Zeb just went down on my crew here, but I'm able to go ahead and work through these Death Troopers. Now, one thing bad about the Death Troopers too is if you do get hit with their Death Mark ability, then that revive doesn't matter. So that's one of the reasons it's so important to get them out early. But if you notice, I'm just going after the commanders now. I will whittle those two down and then go after the Stormtrooper. And then if you're lucky, you've got 3 or 4 characters left when you're going after Thrawn. You're probably going to lose people at low gear for sure. So we'll speed up and get to where we're one-on-one with Thrawn. All right, so facing Thrawn alone here, if you're coming in with this amount of characters, you're probably going to be in pretty good shape. The best thing here is you do have a taunt available, so you can still try to soak up the fractures as much as possible with Chopper here. Now, I do get unlucky here, and I do believe I lose Hera right off the bat here, and I kind of go 3-man against it. But I think if you've got Zeb and you've got Ezra, here you can do pretty well. The main thing here that is helpful is if Ezra is the one that gets fractured. I know that kind of doesn't seem right, but with Zeb you're able to get protection recovery, and you can throw up more bonus protection as well, which can kind of help you save Ezra as you're going through this process. So it gets down, and I believe the first time I did this, it came down to the same thing where it was Ezra and Zeb going after him. Make sure you're using that stagger and stuff to try to help push back turn meter here. I got lucky, he fractured Ezra, and then Ezra's back pretty quickly, and then it's just kind of a DPS race from here trying to get him out. Alright guys, that is it. I hope that was helpful for you. If you've got any questions, leave those down below. But like I said, this one is an RNG fest because a lot of it comes down to how Thrawn attacks right off the bat. If he fractures or if he pushes around turn meter, you just kind of have to play around with it at low gear. But make sure you're setting yourself up for success. Have a taunt available if you can, as far as putting those characters coming into phase 4 from phase 3. Have turn meter high up on Kanan if you can, high up on Chopper. That way you can kind of control the beginning of the battle, and that'll help you get through this one. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend, and if you've got any more requests, leave those down below. Thanks guys.